Hello, all, and welcome. We are back with our 5 Minute University programming. Our latest series is going to look into the diversity and inclusion space. More specifically, we will be discussing employee resource groups and business resource groups, along with the value that they bring to a larger company in today's world. Our guest today is Dr. Guido Minaya, CEO and Chief Learning Officer of Minaya Learning Global Solutions. Stay tuned to learn more. Hello, Dr. Minaya. I hope you're having a great summer. It's hard to believe that we are now starting the second half of the year already. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Dario. Yes, summer is alive and well here in Southwest Florida, and it is great to be back on your show.
So, diving in, can you share a bit about your background and how you became involved in the field of diversity, equity, and inclusion?
Yeah, thank you for the question, Dario. My early career was in commercial sales for AT&T in Miami. I was then promoted to a headquarters role in New Jersey as a national product marketing manager. And I was then promoted to a sales manager role in Louisiana. And after a couple of years, I decided to take a break from the corporate life. My fiance and I, who's my wife now, we moved to Southwest Florida, and she was in marketing as well. And we opened up a marketing consulting firm. And all this is where I was first invited to join an emerging Chamber of Commerce, the Southwest Florida Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. So I was able to see firsthand the needs of our Latino entrepreneurs and the needs of the growing Hispanic community. I was able to establish good relationships with other business community sectors, including the Black community. And after a few years, my wife and I decided to go back to corporate America. I went back to work for AT&T in Miami, but now I had a much better understanding of the successes and the challenges our diverse populations experience.
Oh. Well, what inspired you to focus on ERGs and BRGs as a key component of DE&I strategies?
Well, when I went back to Miami for AT&T, I was invited to join the South Florida HISPA chapter, which was the Hispanic Association for AT&T employees in the Miami area.
Mm.
A good colleague of mine thought that my background in the Hispanic Chamber would be well suited for this organization. So the chapter was unique because it also partnered with the Alliance, which was the Black Association for AT&T employees. So this was my introduction into ERGs and BRGs. I went on to become the president of the local chapter, and then I was elected to serve as the Southeast Region Director. And then eventually I was elected to serve as the international president for HISPA, which had 30 chapters throughout the US, Europe, and Latin America, and about 3,000 members. So really, this was my foundation in the field as I interacted closely with the African American, the women's organization, the disabled, the Asian, the LGBTQA plus National Association leaders. So this really gave me the opportunity to see the true value of ERGs at the local, national, and international levels.
So, how would you define ERGs and BRGs? And what are the main differences between the two?
Yeah, it's interesting to see how they've evolved. Employee resource groups are primarily focused on fostering a diverse and inclusive workplace by providing support and advocacy for employees who share a common characteristic or interest. Such as race, gender, sexual orientation, disability, or veteran status, or some of the ERG categories. So in essence, the ERG is primarily focused on support and inclusion. And when you look at the objectives of an ERG, it include community and belonging. They include employee engagement, and they also include diversity and inclusion. So when you get to the difference with the BRG, the Business Resource Group, they focus primarily on aligning their activities with the company's strategic business objectives, right? So the company's objectives could be market expansion, could be product development, customer engagement. And really, they aim to leverage the diverse perspectives and experiences of their members to drive this kind of business success. So they, in essence, focus on business alignment and innovation.
And then how about the objectives for business resource groups then?
The objectives, yeah, they're a little different, right? So here it's mostly market insights. So as an example, they can provide feedback on business initiatives,
Mm-hmm.
helping the company better understand and serve diverse markets. They can focus on professional development. They offer opportunities for leadership and professional development. And in terms of business impact, they look to contribute directly to the company's bottom line by helping drive innovation and customer engagement and just improving business processes.
Well, this is very insightful as far as the differences go. Coming back to your personal experience, you mentioned that at AT&T you were a part of HISPA. What was HISPA? Was it an ERG or a BRG?
Yeah. Well, HISPA was an ERG, and they've renamed themselves over the years. They're now called Hacemos. But given the national structure of the organization, which comprised, as I mentioned, about 30 local chapters, it tended to operate more as a blend of an ERG and a BRG, right? We often found many intersection points where we could provide value through our local community work to be viewed as a committed community partner. And not only from our members' perspective was this the right thing to do, and it also assisted AT&T in branding itself from a business perspective.
So, what kind of activities was HISPA really focused on?
Yeah, well, with 30 chapters, this varied from chapter to chapter, but we had a number of, let's say, aligned goals. And one goal we had across all of our chapters was to raise money for local scholarships of Latino students. And we also contributed as an organization nationally to the Hispanic Scholarship Fund. So that was an important issue for us. Another focus was absolutely professional development. At the local level, someone who, let's say, is a customer service agent, they may hold a leadership position in a local chapter. And as an example, they could serve as the local chapter treasurer or the chair of the marketing committee, right? And these types of roles allowed that team member who's coming from a customer service role to develop new skills that they normally wouldn't get on their specific job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at the national level, we would hold national conferences, which included, oh my goodness, I ran one national conference, which we had about 25 professional development workshops. And again, these could be attended by any of those participating that also help develop skills that they may not normally be exposed to. So many of our members were able to vie for other roles and get promoted based on the additional professional development skills that they developed.
Well, those are some great activities. I do have to ask Guido, after everything we've covered so far, why are ERGs and BRGs important for companies to leverage now?
That is a great question. I think that will set the stage really for our next few episodes.
Mm.
Many of the same reasons are quite valid in today's world, right? Professional development of employees in each of these key segments, a sense of belonging, community service to important sectors of the population, which include customers, right? But what is different now is the political climate, whether inclusion and diversity issues are sometimes questioned. This has some companies pulling back on their external focus on these issues. But when it comes to employee retention, employee engagement, ERGs and BRGs play even a more vital role today than they did in the past, right? So larger companies need to optimize ERGs and BRGs as they look to effectively support their diverse workforce. And really, at the end of the day, retention, upskilling, having the best workforce possible is the competitive advantages for every company. And that's why this is an important topic.
Okay, well, thank you, Dr. Minaya. I look forward to our next episode where we'll get to dive deeper into this topic.
I look forward to it as well, Dario. Thank you so much.
Of course. All right, that's it for our introduction to this topic. Next episode, we'll focus on ERGs and BRGs and a specific guest speaker's organization. Until next time.